Hi, I'm Bunny Hayes, and I'm a social scientist. I want you to join me in my journey to better understand forever chemicals. The most widely known forever chemicals are PFASs, puro and polyfluoroalkyl substances, accidentally discovered in 1938, are a group of more than 12,000 man-made chemicals that do not occur in nature. And according to Dr. Jamie Youngs, a researcher at the University of Louisville, these chemicals have made their way into every facet of life. To better understand these forever chemicals, I decided to interview Dr. Banrita Wah-Lang, a researcher and professor in environmental health science at the University of Louisville's Department of Medicine. Dr. Wah-Lang is currently studying chemicals and human health. More specifically, she is researching a forever chemical known as PFAS. She explains the chemicals developed back in the day were made to be resistant to breakdown. Each of the forever chemicals has varying numbers of carbon atoms chained together that makes them durable. Even though the carbon chain number changes, the toxicity is similar in human exposures. Her latest study is looking at PFAS damage in the liver. PFAS and other forever chemicals are xenobiotic chemicals, meaning they are chemical compounds such as drugs, pesticides, or carcinogens that are foreign to a living organism. And these forever chemicals resemble fatty acids and bind to the receptors of proteins, disrupting the normal processes of the liver. On top of issues with damage to the liver, the relationship PFAS has with our adipose tissue, also known as our fat tissue, puts pregnant and breastfeeding women at an increased risk of health concerns, which also puts unborn babies at risk when exposed to forever chemicals, which is all the time. According to EWG, the Environmental Work Group, drinking water is a major source of exposure to these toxic forever chemicals. More than 200 million Americans could have PFAS in their drinking water. And another common route for the forever chemicals is from fast food packaging. I inquired with Dr. Wah-Lang about PFAS exposure from Teflon and other nonstick coatings in our cookware. She said she herself learned about Teflon leaching into food when she was in college. She urged all of her classmates to throw out their Teflon pots and pans, just as she urges those today. Throw Teflon pans out. Try stainless steel or porcelain cookware instead. Since I'm so worried about these forever chemicals, I asked Dr. Wah-Lang what to do personally. She urged raising awareness. Think twice about sports and fishing activities, and be aware of your water and food supplies. Dr. Wah-Lang also pointed out that some people are more affected and susceptible to exposure to forever chemicals. Those living in lower socioeconomic status, and those living close to the points of contamination in particular. Well, how do we overcome this public health crisis? Dr. Wah-Lang suggests spreading awareness and looking for chemical-free products. Well, I'm still pretty worried about forever chemicals. Chemical companies have continued to plague the average American with over 100,000 chemicals useful to everyday existence. Chemicals, some of which have been found to never leave the environment. These chemicals, known as forever chemicals, are in you and everyone you know. And these loosely regulated chemicals represent the greatest human health crisis of our time. Well, what brings these worries closer to home? This journey has led me to the chemical industry complex called Rubber Town, right in my own backyard. Which brings this journey back to where it started. There is still a lot to know about forever chemicals. Well, thank you for accompanying me on a journey that will never end. For more information about Rubber Town, visit www.rubbertown.sunnyways2.com.